Good day friends, welcome to the lecture series on fundamental of investment. In this subject of the fundamental of investment, I was talking about fixed income securities in my previous lectures. And specifically in the last lecture, I was talking about yield to maturity. That is, whenever an investor invests in a bond, investor wants to know that if he purchase the bonds or she purchase the bonds at the market rate and keep this bond up till the time of maturity, what is the return which the investor will be getting? This is called yield to maturity. So it is the discount rate which equates the current market price of a bond with the present value of the cash inflows associated with the bond in the form of interest and redemption value. Friends, as you are aware by now that there are two types of two incomes which the investor get. One is the income in form of interest, and the other is at the time of maturity of the bond, the investor gets the redemption value. So if the investor purchases the bond at the current market rate, at the current market price, what is the internal rate of return which the investor will be getting if the investor retains this bond up till the time of maturity? This is called yield to maturity. And friends, how we calculate yield to maturity? For this, there are two basic methods. One is called approximation method, the other is called trial and error method. Both these methods we discussed in detail in my previous lecture. So I am not repeating those things. That the approximate approach, in the approximate approach, the formula of calculating the yield to maturity is the interest plus redemption value minus current price of the bond. B0 refers to the current price of the bond, divided by N. N is the number of years remaining for the maturity period, right? Divided by the redemption value plus B0. B0 is the current price of the bond, divided by 2. So if we use this formula, we can find out the approximate yield to maturity, right? So friends, this formula which we discussed in previous class, in previous lecture in detail, gives you an idea that what will be the approximate yield to maturity. Right? That is, if we apply this formula, we can know what is the yield to maturity. The other is called the trial and error approach. Under this trial and error approach, what we do is that interest multiplied by the present value annuity factor of YTM rate for n number of years plus the redemption value into present value factor at YTM rate for nth year. Means the interest income, what you are doing is, there is a left hand side where we are writing the current price of the bond, which I am mentioning here, B0, and on the right hand side, see, what we are doing is we are discounting the interest income, the annuity of the interest income which will be getting during the lifetime of the bond with the YTM rate, and this YTM rate we have to find out. And the redemption value is also being discounted with the YTM rate. So there are two things. For interest, we are using present value annuity factor. We are using present value annuity factor because it will be a stream of income, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the life of the bond is. If the bond life is 10 years and an investor retains it for 10 years, so every year the investor will be getting the interest. That's why we are using present value annuity factor, right, at YTM rate for nth number of years. N is, in our example, 10 years, right? Plus, at the end of the 10th year, the investor will be getting the redemption value. Right? So the redemption value multiplied by the present value factor. Here we are not using annuity factor because this is single income which we will be getting, single inflow which we will be getting. That's why we are using present value factor multiplied by YTM for n number. Means n means 10th year. Right? So at what rate these two sides, the left hand side, that is the current price, will equate with the right hand side, that is the YTM. So friends, in YTM you will get you may get different rates, right? So what we do practically, that we first of all find out the approximate YTM. So approximate YTM will give you an idea that what will be the rate of return, what will be the rate of discount, right? So with this help of the YTM, we'll able to find out that what exactly the two broad YTM rates you will be getting, and when you will interpolate it, you will find out the exact YTM rate. Let me take an example, right? So investment decision using ITM is, while deciding whether to buy a bond or not, an investor should compare the YT of the bond with the required rate of return. Say, if after finding out the YTM, we find that the YTM rate is say 6%. And I expect that I'll invest only in that bond which gives me 7% return. Since the YTM is 6%, so I'll not be investing in the bond because my required rate of return is 7%. So simple, the solution is, if your YTM is greater than your required rate of return, then you should invest in that bond. If the YTM is less than your required rate of return, then you should not invest in the bond. Right, friends? So after talking of these things, let me take an example with the help of which we'll try to find out how we calculate the YTM. So I have taken an example, say Krishna Limited purchases 12% bond with face value of rupees 1000 is currently available at price of rupees 950 rupees and has 8 years remaining to maturity. That is, a company's bond which we have named Krishna Limited issues 12% bond. The 12% means the coupon rate of interest. This is nothing but the coupon rate of interest. That is a bond on which the company will be, the issuing authority will be giving 12% interest, right? And it is currently available in the market at 950 rupees. So as per our formula, this becomes 950 becomes our B0. B0 is nothing but the current price of the bond, because this bond is available in the market at 950 rupees. And the remaining life of the bond, so say for example, the company has issued the bond for 10 years. But when the investor is buying the bond, the investor who is buying this bond, it is available to the investor at 950 rupees instead of 1000 rupees, which is the par value of the bond, right? It means this bond is available at discount, and the remaining life of the bond is 8 years in our example, right? So there are 8 years remaining to maturity. The redemption value will be 90% of the face value. Calculate the YTM of the bond. When I say 90% of the face value, it means the company will be giving 900 rupees at the time of redemption, because the value is 1000 rupees, par value is 1000 rupees, and the redemption price is 90% of the face value, which comes to be 900 rupees. Right? So with these figures, with this example, let's find out how we'll calculate the YTM. Right? So for finding out the YTM, I would advise you to first find the approximate YTM. And as I said in the beginning of my lecture, the formula of approximate YTM is interest plus redemption value minus the current price of the bond B0 divided by N, whole divided by the redemption value plus current price of the bond B0 divided by 2. That is the average of the redemption value and the current price of the bond. This is the average price, right? So since the bond is of 1000 rupees, the coupon rate in our example is 12%. So 12% of 1000 comes to be 120. So 120 becomes your interest. Plus redemption value is 90% of the face value of the bond. Redemption value is 90% of 1000 is 900 rupees. Minus B0. B0 means the current price. Current price, this bond is available in the market at 950 rupees. When the investor is buying this bond, it costs the investor 950 rupees. So 900 minus 950 divided by the life of the bond, remaining life of the bond. In our example, this remaining life is 8 years, because 8 years are left in maturity of the bond. So 120 plus 900 minus 950 divided by 8. Whole divided by the average of redemption value and the current price, that is 900 plus 950 divided by 2. So this comes to be 120 minus 6.25, right, divided by 925. That is the average of 900 and 950, right? So this comes to be 0.1229 or 12.29%. So this is, friends, means the YTM, approximate YTM. But if we want to find out the exact YTM, means what it means is that if you use this, you will find out that YTM will be somewhere between 12% and 13%. Because the thumb rule is that if the bond is available at a discounted price, then the face value, then normally the YTM is greater than the coupon rate, that is 12%. It will be more than 12%. So since approximate YTM is 12%, so what we will do is that we will try, we have to find out exact. So with the help of the trial and error method, we will find out that at 12%, what will be the value, at 13%, what will be the value, and then by the help of the interpolation, we will find out the exact value, right? So it means, as I have solved it here, you can see that this means YTM lies between 12% and 13%. So let's try with the 12%. If we discount our future incomes, friends, in two forms. One is in the form of interest and the other is the redemption value. So if you discount this at 12% rate, what will be the value? This have to find out. So B0 is 950, the current price of the bond, is equal to interest 120 multiplied by present value annuity factor, that is 12% for 8 years, right? Plus redemption value 900 multiplied by 12% for 8th year. I will say 8th year because redemption value is 1. For this, I will not use present value annuity factor, I will use present value factor. So if you with the help of the table, and these days with the help of the on the Excel sheet also you can find out, with the help of Excel also you can find out that if this stream of income of 120 rupees, if we want to find out that if a person is getting 120 rupees at the end of the each year for 8 years, and if the rate of discount or the rate of interest is 12%, what is the discounting factor? What is the, not discounting, I would say, what is the present value annuity factor? So this present value annuity factor, this you can use, this you can find out with the help of tables, right? So this table value is 4.968. That is, what is this 4.968 means? This 4.968 means that if you get 1 rupees for 12 years, for 8 years, and the rate of interest is 12%, what is the present value of this 1 rupee? I am repeating what I said. I said, if you are getting 1 rupee for 8 years, because our maturity period is 8 years, and if the rate of interest is 12%, what is the present value of this 1 rupee stream of income which the investor is expected to get for 8 years? So this present value at 12% rate of interest is 4.968. Present value means if you discount this future income of 1 rupees at 12% rate of interest, this becomes equal to 4.968. And the interest income which you will be getting is not 1 rupee, is 120 rupees. So 120 multiplied by 4.968, right? So this is the present value of the interest income at 12% rate of interest or 12% rate of discount. Plus the redemption value is 900. If you get 1 rupee after 8th year, what is the present value of this 1 rupee which you are going to get after 8th year in present term if the rate of interest is 12%? This value comes to be 0.404. So what you are going to get? You are not going to get 1 rupee, you are going to get 900 rupees. So 900 multiplied by 0.404, this comes to be 363 rupees 6 paisa, right? 60 paisa, sorry. So 596.16 plus 363.6, this comes to be 959 rupees 76 paisa. What it means is, if YTM is 12% and if you discount this future stream of income in form of interest and redemption value at 12% rate of interest, 12% yield, it becomes 959. What we have to do? We have to do both the sides, we have to equate both the side, left hand side, that is the current price of the bond, and the right hand side. So whenever the right hand side is greater than the left hand side, this is important friends, when the right hand side is greater than the left hand side, which is the current market price of the bond, we'll have to try with the higher rate of discount, or we have to try with the higher YTM. So now let's try with the 13%. By using same methodology which I have just explained, we'll use, instead of 12% rate of discount, we'll be using 13%, right? So the present stream, the future stream of income of interest and redemption value will be discounted by 13%. So the present value annuity factor of at 13% rate of interest is 4.799. The methodology is same, the process is same. So interest is 120 multiplied by 4.799, right? So this is the current value, this is the present value of the interest income, that comes to be 575 rupees 88 paisa. And then the redemption value will be discounted with the 12%, that is the 1 rupee which you are going to get after 8th year. If the rate of interest is 13%, the value is the present value is 0.376. So 900 multiplied by 0.376 comes to be 338 rupees 40 paisa. So if you add these two incomes, two inflows, I will say, not income, inflows, that comes to be 914 rupees 28 paisa. It means again it is not, the right hand side is lower than the left hand side. So what it means is, now we'll have to take the help of the interpolation, right? So we have used both the methods, the trial and error approach and the approximate approach. Approximate approach has only given us the approximate idea that what will be the approximate YTM. And now the trial and error, with the help of the trial and error, we have find out what exactly is the discounted value, or what is the exact value if you discount by 12%, or if YTM is 12%, what is the value if you use the 13% YTM, what is the value. In both the cases, the two sides are not equal. What is our objective? We have to equate both the sides. That is, we have to make the current value of the bond with the present value at the ITM rate of the future stream of inflows which we are getting. We'll take help of the interpolation. And friends, formula of the interpolation is that by using a formula, we can find out what exactly is the value, right? So the YTM, to find out by using interpolation, YTM at lower YTM, that is in our example we have tried with 12% plus higher value minus B0. VH refers to the higher value, B0 refers to the current price of bond. In our example, VH means when we had tried with the 12% rate of discount or 12% YTM, this value comes to be 959.76, right? So VH becomes 959.76. And the current price is 950, B0 is the current price of the bond, divide by higher value minus lower value. Higher value is 959.76, which we tried with 12%. When we tried 13%, this comes to be 914.28 in our example, right? So higher value minus lower value multiplied by higher YTM minus lower YTM. Higher YTM is 13%, lower YTM is 12%. So by using this formula, let me repeat the formula. YTM is equal to YTM lower YTM plus higher value minus current price of the bond divided by higher value minus lower value into higher YTM minus lower YTM, right? So if we put these figures in our formula, this comes to be 12 plus 0.21. That comes to be 12.21. So friends, our exact YTM is 12.21. This is the right methodology. Friends, I will advise you that if in an examination like situation, if you are being asked to calculate YTM, you can use the approximate formula to find out which is what is the YTM, but merely using the approximate formula it will not serve your purpose. So you will have to use the trial and error approach, and with the help of this approach you find out by using interpolation, you find out what exactly is the YTM, right? So my advice would be that always calculate the exact YTM by using interpolation. Let me take another example, right? The bond with a face value of ₹100 is currently available at 97 in the market. The coupon rate is 12% per annum. The maturity time is 5 years and the interest is paid semi-annually. Compute the semi-annual yield to maturity of the bond, right? So what would be the answer if the current selling price is 110 instead of 97? But just to keep the thing simple, I'll take only one figure, that is 97. Friends, the difference between the previous example which I took and in this example is that in my previous example the interest was being paid on an annual basis. In this example the interest is being paid on semi-annually basis. Means twice in a year the interest will be paid, right? So what we have to do is you have to find out the semi-annual yield to maturity of the bond. Means in 6 months what will be the yield of the bond. Friends, let me tell you the simple methodology first of all, just for understanding purposes. Whenever the rate of interest is being paid semi-annually, what you will do is that you will divide the coupon rate of interest by half because it is being paid twice. So instead of taking coupon rate as 12%, you will take coupon rate as 6%. And whatever the time period is, the maturity time period is 5 years. So what you will do is you will multiply it by 2 because in each year the interest is being paid twice. So what I will do is that we will make the years n as I will take the n as 10. N means number of years of maturity, right? Or number of periods I will say use here, that number of period of maturity. So period of maturity will be multiplied by 2, that is 5 multiplied by 2, and the rate of interest will be divided by 2, right? Supposing in an example, if you are being asked in the examination or if you are being told that interest is being paid quarterly, right? So what you will do? In that case, you will divide the rate of interest, that is the coupon rate of interest, by 4. Instead of 2 semi-annually, you divide it by 4. Since it is 12%, so 12% divided by 4, right? It comes to be 3%. Means that if the interest is being paid quarterly, you will divide the rate of interest by 4. That is 12 divided by 4 comes to be 3. But what you will do is you will multiply the time period by 4. That is 5 years is there. So 5 multiplied by 4, that comes to be 20. So means in 20 periods, 20 different occasions you will be paid interest since the interest is being paid quarterly. So friends, what it implies is that if the interest is being paid half yearly, so you will divide the coupon rate with half and multiply the time period by 2. If the rate of interest is being paid, or not rate of interest, and the interest is being paid quarterly, then you will multiply the time period by 4 and divide the coupon rate by 4, right? And if it is being paid monthly, then you will divide the coupon rate by 12 and you will multiply the period by 1. So in my next lecture, I'll continue with this example, or I'll take one example, and the help of that example, I'll explain how we calculate the YTM of the bond in case of semi-annual interest is being paid. Thank you very much.